Today we will discuss some basic concepts of time and motion and the related term with this. First, you have to understand what is the relation between time and motion. When an object changes its position with respect to time, then it is called that the object is in motion. For example, a man is walking, a bird is flying, then someone is running, someone is swimming. That's all terms are related with motion. Now there are different kinds of motion. First one is rectilinear. Rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion is said that when a body is in a motion that it moves along in a straight line or path. When a body moves along in a straight line, then it is called rectilinear motion. For example, a car moving in a straight line, okay, or when we drop a stone, a ball from a roof, it will come straight downward. Okay, that's all are called rectilinear motion. Second one is circular motion. Circular motion is basically this: when a body is in a circular motion, if it is moved around a fixed point and always maintain a fixed distance, that means this is a point and alongside this it will move like this, and the distance on all sides will always same. For example, the motion of a electric fan or motion of a merry-go-round. Okay, next, third one is rotation. This is also similar with circular, but in circular there will be a fixed point, but in rotational there should be a fixed axis alongside with some object will be moved. Okay, for example, motion of a spinning top. There is a fixed axis. Okay, the fourth one is periodic motion. Periodic motion is if a body moves to and from about a fixed point. There is a fixed point and alongside it will move like this continuously. So the movement of a pendulum, okay, the movement of a spring, that's all are come within the periodic motion. Okay, now there are also some motions where two or three motions we can see together. For example, the rotation of a cycle wheel. There a cycle wheel, if we think of a cycle wheel, okay, it is rotating, it's a circular motion, and alongside the wheel is rotating, it also moves forward on a straight line. So here both rectilinear and circular, both the motion seen. Now if we think about the rotation and revolution of earth, the rotation of earth is a rotational motion, and the revolution of the earth is known as the rectilinear motion. So there we can see the both the combining of the motion. Okay, now alongside with this, two different terms are comes with it. When an object is in motion, it will obviously cover some distance. Okay, so with this two terms are coming. One is distance and one is displacement. Okay, distance means let a object A starts from here, it goes there. Okay, from there it again goes in this direction and cover this. Okay, and ultimate position is this. So the distance covered by that object will be, first it will walk 4 meter and then there 3 meter. The distance will be 4 meter plus 3 meter equal to 7 meter. So distance means from starting point to the ending point, the total length it cover. Okay, but in case of displacement basically is the joining length of the starting and ending point through a straight line. So the starting point is A and ending point is B. If we join it through a straight line, okay, then AB represent displacement. Now since it's a right angle triangle, it will be the hypotenuse, then the value of this will be root over 4 meter square plus 3 meter square using the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so 16 meter square plus 9 meter square, 25 meter square, and the value will be 5 meter. So the distance will be 7 meter and the displacement will be 5 meter. So the difference between distance and displacement is, distance is the total length covered from starting to ending point, and displacement is a straight line, length of a straight line joining the start and ending point. Okay, and also there is another thing, distance is known as scalar quantity. That means distance is only have a value, there is no direction, but in displacement there is a direction. This is the direction of displacement, start to end, the line should be goes there. And in case of distance, we only find the total length, not the direction. Okay, there are 2-3 terms again come with this. First one is speed. Speed is basically when an object covers some distance within some time, that when we call it a speed. That means speed means distance by time, within some time when an object covers some distance. Velocity means displacement by time. So the velocity of an object is within a given time what displacement is happened for that object, that is known as the velocity, and the speed of that object will be within a given time total length covered by that body, total distance covered by that body is known as speed. Now acceleration basically means, for assume that at a time the velocity of a body is u. Okay, let us assume. Now within time t, within some time the velocity changes to v. So this change of velocity within a limited time is known as acceleration. Acceleration changes velocity means v minus u. Okay, so change in velocity, this will refer as change in velocity within a time. This is referred as time. So acceleration means change in velocity within a given time is known as acceleration. Now with acceleration there is another term come, that is called retardation. Retardation basically means acceleration in a negative term. In case of acceleration, we always think that when the velocity changes from u to v, it will always increase. The value of v should always greater than u. Okay, then that is called acceleration. In case of retardation, u greater than v, that means velocity decreases, then it is called retardation. So when a velocity increases within a limited time, then it is called acceleration, and when a velocity decreases within a given time, then it is called retardation. Okay, now with acceleration there is a term come, that is force. Okay, force basically means force is equal to mass into acceleration. That is when a velocity change is occurred, when you see the velocity change, acceleration means basically within a time period change in velocity. When a velocity change is occurred within a fixed mass body, and which because of which this changes happened in that body, that thing is known as force. Force is basically what push or pull. Pushing or pulling an object is known as force. Pushing or pulling an object is called as force. Now when I use force, force is used to change the inertia. Inertia means when a body wants to remain in a rest position. Rest position means its fixed position. or in the motion positions, it doesn't want to change its position, then it's called as inertia of rest when it is in its rest position, and inertia of motion when it is in its motion position. So force is applied to change this rest or motions. Okay, now with force, Newton's laws are coming. Okay, Newton's 3 laws are coming, because this concept of force is given from Newton. We get the concept of force from Newton's first law. Newton's first law gives us the concept of force. Concept of force is getting from Newton's first law. What does the first law say? Newton's first law says that our body will always remain in its. Newton's first law says that every object will remain at rest or in uniform motion in a straight line unless compelled to change its state by the action of an external force, that is pushing and pulling. So the first law, basic concept of first law, कि a body remain in the rest position or in the motion position until external pushing or pulling or external force is applied on that body. So Newton's first law gives us the concept of force. Newton's second law gives us the definition of force. Definition of force means this one. Newton's second law gives us a definition of force, that means force equal to mass into acceleration. What Newton's second law said? Newton's second law said that the force acting on an object is equal to the product of the mass of that object and its acceleration. So the definition of the force is getting from the Newton's second law. And Newton's third law stated as every action and reaction, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, but both the action and reaction are happened to different bodies, not in the same bodies. Action reaction always happened on different bodies. For example, working process of human bodies. When we work, basically our foot gives a pressure or gives a force on the ground. Okay, our foot gives a pressure on the ground. Now the ground as a reaction also give a force to our foot. Because of that reaction, we put our foot forward and continue our working. Now there are two more things we have to know, that is energy and work. Energy means, energy basically is the ability to do work. To do a work we need energy. From what we get energy? Foods. Foods gives us energy, and we need energy to do works. What kind of work? Swimming, singing, reading, walking, running, any kind of work. For any kind of work we need energy. Now what is work? Work is basically when work is known as when we apply some force on a body to change its direction. For example, a book is keeping on a table. We apply a force to, or for example, pulling a drawer. When you open a drawer, we basically pull it. So it is in the closed position. When we pull it towards us, we give a force. So that is known as work done. Now what can be three kind of? First one is positive work. Okay, positive work mean when the force applied on the object is in the direction of the motion of object. That means, think the direction of motion in direction. The force applied also the same direction. That is known as positive. Okay. Then second one is negative. Negative means if the direction of the motion of the object and the force applied on the object are in opposite direction, then it is called negative force. Third one is zero force. Zero force means when there is no displacement on a body. No displacement means, for example, when you pushing a wall, if you push a wall, the wall doesn't move because there is no displacement, no change of position. The starting and ending point are same. The wall keep on a static point. So that's why the displacement is zero. If the displacement is zero, there is no work, because work equal to force into displacement. So if the displacement is zero, then F into 0 equal to 0. So when there is no displacement, the work done is known as zero work. Okay.